And a good Monday, everybody. Jewel here with you. Hey, all guys, everybody. Hey, everybody is what I want to say. I hope you had a happy 4th. I hope everything went well for you and everyone's safe and sound this morning. Today, of course, is the 5th of July, 2021. Elsa. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. 65 mile per hour winds. The pressure, 1,006 millibars. 21.4 north, 80.7 west for those of you tracking. It's moving at 14 miles per hour to the northwest. I would like to make some reports this morning. I'm sorry to say 3 people have died from Elsa so far. And one of my subscribers, Trey, down in Jamaica, he reported to me this morning in his particular area, and he's in the eastern side of Jamaica, east and northeastern side of Jamaica. He said right around him there were over 200 houses damaged, roofs off, houses demolishing, and heavy flooding. Looked like, from things I've seen, maybe a mudslide, but the heavy flooding and mudslides did occur there. But he did report something good. As of early today, they do have their electricity back. This is the exact track of the National Hurricane Center. We'll go over to the National Hurricane Center and check it out in a moment, but I'm just telling you, this is the exact track, and I've got this moved up to around 3 p.m. this afternoon, and here is Elsa. Winds 65 miles per hour with gusts of 17 miles per hour, and it is moving 14 miles per hour to the northwest. So, as we move along here, let's get on down, get up around the key area here, see what's happening. This is for tomorrow morning, around 2 a.m., 60 mile per hour wind, 70 mile per hour wind gust. This is the official track, as you can see at the bottom, and it's moving north-northwest around 10 miles per hour, so looking like she's going to slow up again. Moving a little further to the north. 65 mile per hour wind. Gust of 75, still moving slow at 10 miles per hour for Elsa. This is around 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Now as we move on up further to the coastline, getting close to the Tampa Bay area. 65 mile per hour wind, 75 mile per hour wind gusts, moving north at 10 miles per hour. This is around 2 a.m. in the morning on July 7th. Now, of course, this can change, folks. We're going to keep our eyes on it. We get up in the Big Bend area here, 50 mile per hour winds, 65 mile per hour gust. Now it's took a little turn to the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour around 2 p.m. July 7th. Then we come up to South Carolina. The coast of South Carolina, very tip of South Carolina-Georgia border. This is on the 8th of July, 40 mile per hour winds, 50 mile per hour wind gust, moving northeast, picking up speed, 15 miles per hour, moving that way. And this is what it's looking like for the most part from South Carolina. And this is the official track, the 2 white lines with the pink in it. It's going to go right over my house right here, folks. So once again, these winds, 40 mile per hour, 50 mile per hour gust. I'm hoping it comes down a little bit. I've looked at some of my local weathermen, and they're saying we could have 30 and 45 mile per hour winds. So this is looking pretty accurate here. And the rain is going to be a real bear, folks. It's going to be something as it moves off the coastline, right off the coast of North Carolina and Virginia. At 2 a.m., July 9th, 45 mile per hour winds with 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and it really starts to pick up speed again moving on out in the ocean east-northeast at 20 miles per hour. As we look at the official tracking map from the National Hurricane Center, you can see it's the very same as mine. Now, if you will go to my YouTube homepage and click on the community post part, just click on community. I've got everything for Florida, parts of South Carolina, North Carolina, everything that I could find this morning from the National Weather Service posted there with watches, warnings, what things may be, what things might not be. Everybody else, for the watches and warnings, also this does include Florida, click show more. This includes Cuba. I'll have everything posted down below from the National Hurricane Center. As you can see, of course, we do have tropical storm warnings in a large portion of all of the northern sections of Cuba, a little bit of the southern sections, along with a watch and a hurricane warning. Moving up the coastline, when we get to the Keys, we have tropical storm warnings that move all the way up and across to almost the Tampa Bay area, I'll say. Looking like it's staying offshore. Tropical storm watch, not warning, the blues of warnings. Watch is going further north up into the Big Bend area up in here, and you can see it's moving on up and out. Let's take a look at the satellite for the overall picture, and I'm going to tell you what I think may happen. As we all know, it is going to more than likely take that gradual turn to the north that is expected over the next day or two as Elsa starts to move in the flow between the ridge and the mid to upper level low over the northern Gulf of Mexico. Now, this steering pattern should take the core of Elsa across central and western Cuba later today, this morning, and part of tonight probably, and then near the lower Florida Keys in the wee hours of tonight or possibly early tomorrow morning. Then along a very near the west coast of Florida. That's where it's going. We've all seen it later Tuesday through early Wednesday. Now, most of the models show Elsa moving inland over west central or northern Florida, but giving the expected parallel motion to the coast, much of the west coast of the state will likely see impacts from Elsa Tuesday and into Wednesday. After Elsa clears Florida, it is expected to move faster, as I've showed you from that track from the National Hurricane Center and what they were forecasting. Going to move a little faster north-northeastward across coastal Georgia and the Carolinas Wednesday and Thursday before it moves back out into the Atlantic. Now, it's looking like the new track forecast is just a little to the left of the previous one, and it seems to be in a better agreement with all of the latest models. Now, given the overall favorable environment conditions, Elsa could strengthen a little before it reaches the coast of Cuba later today. But then, of course, expect weakening. It's going to interact with all the land and the mountains there in Cuba. And most of the model guidance suggests that Elsa could re-strengthen before it moves inland over Florida. That's right. Most of the model guidance are suggesting now that Elsa could re-strengthen slightly before it moves inland over Florida. We're going to have to wait and see, folks. Significant strengthening is not anticipated, and that's due to wind shear. Elsa's going to run in some wind shear. Thank goodness for wind shear. If it wasn't, we could have a terrible mess on our hands. However, it should be noted that given the expected track, much of the west coast of Florida will be on the east side of Elsa, and that, of course, is where the strongest winds, the highest surge, and the heaviest rains are expected to be. And the rain is going to come down, my friends. Some of you guys could get, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 8 inches. I'm not going to say 8 inches is exactly what you're going to get, but look, anywhere from 5 to 6.5, and it wouldn't surprise me if some of you guys didn't get 8. Now, some gradual weakening is forecast when Elsa moves across portions of the southeast U.S., but then some re-strengthening is possible again when the storm gets closer to the Atlantic. Now, the intensity forecast is a little bit higher than the previous one with Elsa, and it is expected to be over the Gulf of Mexico, and it lies near the high end of the model guidance. Key messages everybody needs to know. Heavy rain's going to impact the Cayman Islands and Cuba today, resulting in significant flooding and mudslides over Cuba. As Elsa approaches the Florida Keys, the Florida Peninsula, and coastal Georgia Monday through Wednesday, heavy rainfall may result in isolated flash, urban, and minor river flooding. Mid to late week, heavy rains across coastal South Carolina and North Carolina may result in isolated flash and urban flooding. Now, tropical storm conditions and dangerous storm surge are expected to continue across portions of the central and western Cuba area for today. Hurricane conditions are also possible along the south coast this morning. Tropical storm conditions are expected in portions of the Florida Keys and southwestern Florida late tonight and tomorrow, where tropical storm warnings are in effect. Tropical storm watch and storm surge watch are in effect for much of the west coast of Florida. Now, there's still a risk of tropical storm conditions and storm surge with impacts along the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas Wednesday and Thursday. And like I said, it's going right over my house. No matter what, folks, when this thing comes inland, you're going to have, I'm going to forecast 50, 60, maybe a little bit higher winds. So go ahead and get right for it. As it moves over land, it should calm down, but then we've still got to watch and hope that wind shear takes it down in the Gulf. Thanks so much for watching, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. Thanks for everything you do for me when you send me a donation through PayPal or through the mail or anything. Just watching my videos and sharing my videos and subscribing. I appreciate all that so much. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed and you are into the weather, please click the J7409 little insignia down in the bottom right hand corner. Then click that bell and check off all to ensure that you get all of my latest weather videos. I'll keep up on Elsa. If I see any changes either way, I'll be sure and report them to you. And you guys have a remainder of the safe holiday weekend. I know a lot of you are going to be traveling today. Please be safe and be careful. And may each of you have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day, and peace, love, and kindness to all.